URTV, an acronym for Udu Retrovirus. Weapons equipped with anti-Udu waveforms and designed to annihilate Udu. They are organic weapons, designer children, based on the genetic information of Dmitry Yuriev, who planned the project. In order to create an anti-Udu waveform, multiple URTVs must link up with the link master. A total of 669 units were created, each holding a serial number from 001 to 669. During the third descent operation of the Miltian conflict, serial numbers in the 500s and 600s were sent in. But they were the only ones sent in, so what happened to the first 500 of them? According to records, both male and female URTVs existed. However, the female URTVs were more unstable than the male ones, and most were disposed of during training. That's a joke waiting to happen. Intended for deployment as weapons, URTVs were designed to be well-balanced, both emotionally and in their ability. However, the existence of several high-spec individuals for exceeding standard parameters has been confirmed. These are called variant URTVs, and they are likely to have different mission assignments than standard URTVs. We know of 3 of them. There's possibly a 4th one, though. Infected URTV. A standard URTV which has come into contact with Udu and suffered a mental breakdown. Because its mind has been destroyed, it cannot make decisions normally and simply attacks repeatedly and reflexively. And there's an example of one. We killed so many of those in the second game. Next up, we have URTV unit number 623. Standard URTV number 623 was assigned with Rubido and the others on the mission to dive into Sakura's subconscious through the UMN in order to cure her sensory impairment congenital disorder. However, the visualization of Sakura's sphere as Udu waveforms caused many standard URTVs to be transformed into infected URTVs. Number 623 managed to avoid the worst case scenario, but he received a near-death injury from an enraged albedo in retaliation for the other infected standard URTVs having attacked and injured Rubido. Next up we have Rubido, the 666th variant URTV to be born at the Yuriev Institute. Because he was born with red hair, he was named Rubido, a name taken from C.G. Jung's Psychology and Alchemy, in which Rubido refers to the process of a substance turning red. He was born a conjoined twin, his back attached to unit number 667, albedo. They're not really going to address the number. I mentioned it before, I might as well say it. It's supposed to be the number of the beast, which I do not believe is the same as the Antichrist, but very, very similar there. Rubido was the first variant URTV to be born at the Institute and possessed a much stronger anti-Udu waveform than standard URTVs. He united the URTVs as a leader figure. As children, his younger brother Albedo never left his side. Rubido watched over him with kindness at times and discipline at others. However, their relationship turned disastrous when the URTV force faced Udu, and Rubido foresaw Miltia and the URTV's future. Understanding everything, Rubido cut off the mental link between the URTVs, fearful that his existence would be erased. As a result, the standard URTVs and Albedo became infected by Udu. To this day, Rubido is tormented by guilt for having cut off the mental link. You're gonna die, though. The 667th variant URTV to be born at the Yuriev Institute. It's Albedo. Because he was born with white hair, he was named Albedo, a name taken from C.G. Jung's Psychology and Alchemy, in which albedo refers to the process of a substance turning white. He was born attached at the back to unit number 666. Rubido, once again, we don't know when they were separated. These types of twins are called conjoined twins, but conjoined twins created by artificial insemination are extremely rare. When they were separated, their abilities were shifted in opposite directions, but Rubido and Albedo's ability to stop or accelerate cell replication are fundamentally the same. So Rubido stops his cell replication, stays the age that he is, and Albedo could accelerate cell replication and became immortal pretty much as a result. Rubido was born with the ability to stop the cell aging process, but he was not immortal. Albedo was born with the ability to accelerate cell replication to amazing speed. Even if his head or heart were completely destroyed, it would always be regenerated. Albedo was not aware that Rubido and Negredo did, of course, not share this ability. When he found out, he was greatly shocked to learn that he was the only one to have an immortal existence. This special ability is activated not by control of the cells of one's own body, but by accessing the structure of the UMN itself. That's kind of weird. He accesses the UMN for that power. Albedo's mental state had been unstable from the start, but it has been even more unstable ever since the day he learned that he could not die. To Albedo, this world was nothing but a painful prison in which he would have to continue living even if his loved ones were to die. His greatest fear was losing his other self, Rubido. And when Rubido released his hand, cutting off the mental leak, Albedo came into contact with Udu and finally stepped past the point of no return and became fully crazy. Unit number 668, the 668th variant URTV to be born at the Yuriev Institute. Citrine's URTV identification number. Citrine is very similar to the 4th alchemical process, but it's not it entirely. So they don't bring it up here, but the name, I assume, is also derived from the alchemical process, but not entirely. Then we have unit number 669, the 669th variant URTV to be born at the Yuriev Institute. Because he was born with black hair, he was named Negredo, a name taken from C.G. Jung's Psychology and Alchemy, in which Negredo refers to the process of a substance turning black. He was the last of the 669 URTV units to be created and possesses the far stronger mental, waves, and mind control ability than the standard URTVs, as well as the ability to repel Udu waveforms. Even as a child, he was calm and mature. He often spent time with Albedo and Rubido. However, because of their strong connection, he sometimes felt left out. Negredo was assigned 2 special missions. One was to prevent the Red Dragon from going out of control and to bring it down if necessary. This mission was also assigned to URTV unit number 668 Citrine, even though we didn't go over that in her thing. The other was a secret mission closely related to his father Yuriev. However, Negredo abandoned this mission and shot Yuriev to death. The details of this incident are still unknown, so he killed Yuriev, kind of. Then we have a standard URTV of the 669 URTV units created at the Yuriev Institute. Unit number from 1 to 665 are considered standard URTV units. Since the URTVs are based on Dmitry Yuriev's genetic information, the standard units all have the same hair color, face, and body type as Yuriev. They almost completely lack a sense of self and individuality, unlike variant URTVs. Also, they possess weak anti-Udu waveforms and are easily affected by it, making them almost useless in a fight against Udu, but whatever. The phenomenon of URTVs transforming into infected URTVs was confirmed within Sakura's subconscious domain. The visualization of Sakura's fear as Udu waveforms caused standard URTVs to unexpectedly become infected. But Rubido and the other variant URTVs were unaffected. Many standard URTVs look with envy and malice upon the variant URTVs who were born with strong anti-Udu waveforms and special abilities and receive special treatment. That they do. Variant URTVs. Of the URTVs created at Yuriev Institute, the 4 surviving units, URTV number 666, 667, 668, and 669, are known as variant URTVs. Wait, 668 survived? Due to induced mutations, they were born with special abilities. They have exponentially more powerful Udu anti-existent waveforms and mental waves. The hair color of each is unique as well, and they were named after these colors. Their names were taken from C.G. Jung's psychological terms for reddening, whitening, yellowing, and blackening, citrine, yellowing. Other URTVs are called standard URTVs. They lack individuality and possess much weaker anti-Udu waveforms. And now we're back to eggs. So that is it for weapons. Time to get into organizations. Except for Scientia, they're all new. Immigrant Fleet, one of the space fleets that escaped Earth when Lost Jerusalem disappeared, so they are old. During an extended period of nomadic existence, the fleet's scope expanded and split apart, and each splinter fleet immigrated to a newly discovered settlement area. So they're widespread now. Vector Industries, the largest corporate entity in the Federation, involved with the production and distribution of nearly every item related to culture and civilization, from food and pharmaceuticals to software, hardware, and even weapons and communications. I'm more surprised about the food, to be honest with you. So they apparently don't have a monopoly because they're such a large conglomerate that they don't take over any one industry. It is divided into many departments, with the first R&D division, second R&D division, and third R&D division forming its core. Wilhelm is the company's chief executive officer. Its base is the Dämmerung, a free orbiting colony whose length extends 1,000 meters, like a third of a normal planet. It has total control over communications and military affairs, from UN construction and Realian development to the production of eggs and Cosmos. Wilhelm, its CEO, used to work as executive committee director, giving him major clout with both the Federation government and the governments of the assorted autonomous states. Vector's long history can be traced all the way back to the ancient age of Lost Jerusalem. The excavation of the Zohar in Lake Turkana was carried out under Vector sponsorship, and Vector also handled the later analysis of the original Zohar. So apparently, Wilhelm, because he's the founder of Vector, lived on Lost Jerusalem. That's what they're kind of implying here. Just for the record, though, Lake Turkana in Kenya is an actual archaeological site. They find the history of humans before civilization, like prehistoric humans there. I forget how far back it is, but I mean we're talking like Lucy, that kind of range for Lake Turkana. That's where they find that stuff. The name Wilhelm is listed as the company's leader from that time, but it is unclear what connection this person may have with the current CEO. I'm going to say it's the same guy, but what do I know? What do I know? Because apparently it's always Wilhelm in charge of all this, but, you would think that would make the press. Vector First R&D Division. The department devoted to the research and development of many types of software, from Cosmos, a project headed by Sion's group, to the IT software that is Cosmos's control program. I cannot speak today. Today was not a good day for this. Commonly referred to as First Division. Originally, it was involved with UMN administration as a joint government private sector business. The structure law, devised by Carnegie, its supervisor at the time, led to the further growth of the UMN. Since the UMN administration business was transferred to the government, its primary tasks have been the development of industrial use super AIs, computer chips, and the software that comes with them. Vector's second R&D division. The department devoted to the development and production of ships and eggs for the Federation fleet, commonly referred to as Second Division. It also handles the job of taking weaponry in the testing phase from the tactical sim lab and fitting them onto experimental units and ships. After arriving at 2nd Militia, Xion had Cosmos transferred to 2nd Division in order to apply her tertiary weapons system, which had already been in development for a long time. Third R&D Division, the department devoted to the development, production, education, and sale of Realians, commonly referred to as Third Division. Even after being sold, Realians are obligated to visit on a regular basis for counseling and maintenance. Remember that Xion did give counseling to them on board the Woglinde at the beginning of the first game. Ormus, the general term for the religious order that unites the immigrant fleet. So the immigrant fleet as a whole united by Ormus. So I kind of always confuse the two because it's hard to see a difference sometimes. Then we see the Kukai Foundation, a special foundation organized 13 years ago with the 2nd Miltian Autonomous State leading the effort. Based on a giant non-orbital colony, most of its membership is composed of victims of the Life Recycling Act. It used to be called the Life Recycling Act. Now it's the Life Recycling Law. You're going to throw me off. Its representative trustees are Gaiden Kukai and Gaiden Jr., Negredo and Rubido. It was established after the Miltian conflict with the goal of putting down the UTIC organization, with the 2nd Miltian government leading in its creation. Afterwards, it was disarmed and made into a foundation, receiving a huge capital injection from Vector in the process. So Vector is involved even in the Kukai Foundation. Its achievement in rescuing the life recycling law victims and offering them livelihoods were recognized, and soon the foundation had earned itself a positive reputation in society. Ever since a part of it was commercialized, its main business has been in the entertainment and travel industries. But it has a hidden face. Amongst other things, it accepted a request from the Second Militian Government and Contact Subcommittee to recover and manage the Zohar emulators, which we don't know too much about. Scientia, we know. A Galaxy Federation. It's hard not to think of the Federation when I hear that, though, from Star Trek. A gigantic federal state established by mankind upon leaving Earth, composed of approximately 500,000 autonomous state star systems. Its capital is 5th Jerusalem. There are 500,000, not planets, star systems, meaning like solar systems. There are 500,000 of those in the Federation. It is formed, there we go. It is formed of about 500,000 planetary nations, which means one planet per solar system. The presence of the UMN, which made possible huge reductions in physical and temporal constraints compared to earlier modes of transport and communication, was an enormous influence in the formation of such a large-scale, far-reaching federation. The Executive Committee is its highest decision-making body. I assume that's like the Security Council of the UN, similar. Then we have the Contact Subcommittee, a research committee established by the Federation government in TC 4754 to respond to the Gnosis phenomenon. 7 expert members, including Representative Yuli Mizrahi, serve as the group's central core. Together with the other committee members, the so-called subcommittee numbers over 2,000 people. That's one hell of a committee. The implementation of the Zohar project, the recovery of the original Zohar, and the analysis of the Y data were all advanced by the Contact Subcommittee, which was at the center of each project. Once Dmitry Yuriev returned to the Federation Parliament, implementation work on the Zohar project was transferred to the military, and the subcommittee participated in the project as a supporting player. Now we have the UTIC organization, official name, the Unknown Territory Interventing? I'm going to assume that that's a typo and they mean intervening. No, it says interventing on both of them. The Unknown Territory Interventing and Creation Organization. Its previous incarnation, the Cerebral Sciences Research Center, was founded by Joachim Mizrahi. It was Joachim Mizrahi who proposed it be restructured into the UTIC organization. After becoming the UTIC organization, the group continued its research into using the original Zohar as an energy generator and weapon, so that's what they want it for, as well as performed the development of 100 series observational units, the Hilbert effect, and combat realiants. So they're also responsible for some of the technology. Aiming to rule the galaxy through command of the Zohar, the group then rebelled against the Federation government and set off the Miltian conflict. However, Labyrinthos was overrun by Galaxy Federation dissent operations, and the organization's mastermind, Joachim Mizrahi, fell to his death. After the Miltian conflict, it vanished from the center stage of history, but the group itself survived, setting up base on the planetoid Pleroma. So now it's a planetoid. Gathering information and building up its military power in secret, it leapt back onto center stage in order to obtain the Y data that had been sealed within the 100 series observational unit prototype, Momo, just before this whole series started.